Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you. You?
Oh, I'm sleepy.
Sleepy.
Yeah, because I woke up before 14 in the morning. It's not it's not usual for me to wake up at 9.
It's not your regular schedule.
Not at all. But I wish it could.
My schedule is very early. I wake up at 5:30 maximum.
My God.
Yeah, but I also wish that I could sleep longer, but my body just doesn't allow me.
I go at 12, but you go to bed at 12, then you have TikToks or some interesting book, or you find some article in internet about Habsburgs,
Yeah.
and you read about Habsburgs till 2 a.m. and then you falling asleep till at 3, and then you wake up at 14 in the morning.
I think I need to change this.
Yeah. I give you a plan.
Yeah, it's a new routine that I need to implement.
Yeah. You have the whole to-do list. But actually, it's a problem because we all have different schedules and different opportunities and lifestyles. But now we live in a hustle culture where it is praised to wake up really early,
Yeah.
like you. And for me, it was surprising to hear today that you're like, I wish I could wake up at like 2 or 11.
Yes.
I'm like, you're praised. Why?
I really had a problem, and this was really happening that I noticed it, that I, around like recently, up until like 3-4 months ago, I every day had to go out of my apartment, literally, because I was told with my upbringing that if you don't go somewhere out of your apartment and do something productive, then you're not productive.
Okay.
So basically, whatever you're doing at home, you're not productive. If you clean, if you do whatever, if you take care of the dogs, take care of the household, this is like a complementary free thing that goes with it. And then I started realizing, okay, I need to take my time at home. I need to have my coffee longer. I need to watch some news longer. Not for just 5 or 10 minutes like I used to do, but okay, maybe I spend reading the news 1 hour. Or maybe, like you said, reading about Habsburgs, maybe I should start doing this in the morning for like an hour or so. So I think the way you have it is, I don't want to say the word healthier, but I think it's definitely more beneficial for you, because if all the time you are always rushing somewhere and you always want to be this useful, let's say, for something, then it's really tough to live like this all the time, because sometimes you need to relax, you need to stay home, you need to recover, but you just can't.
I woke up at 7 when I went to school, back at home, and I hated it. I was dreaming
I can
about
imagine.
time. Yeah, I was dreaming about time when I can wake up when I want to. And we have saying in Russia that you will sleep after you are dead.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and that's why I tell like this, rebellious, because I want it, but I feel kind of ashamed of it. It's like white girls'
I think
problems.
you shouldn't be. Let's talk about our podcast. Let's talk about why are we doing it. Let's talk about what's the goal. What do we want to bring on this YouTube channel? What do we want to do? Actually, you came up with the name, and you came up
Yeah.
with the idea of what kind of podcast we're going to do together, which I'm very happy about, by the way.
Me too.
Tell me, how did you come up with this?
So the idea is talking about life, which is, let's say, a bit privileged, because I don't see many people talking about it. It is seen in our society, mostly, as I see, that it is okay if you live uncomfortable, if you don't have enough resources for your life. If you struggle, that's fine. But if you don't struggle, the basis of the pyramid,
Yeah.
then you can do better. Like you have, for example, good upbringing, you have resources, you are privileged. So how can you have any struggles? You have your basic needs covered. But when it's covered, it doesn't mean that you don't have any problems. At any point of life, even if you struggle financially, you don't have all your basic needs covered, you you have all these like white girls problems when you might feel ashamed to start your own business because you don't think that you're smart enough or you have education. It's not like third world problems, wars, and all these serious things. Of course, they're serious, but they're different. But still, I go to therapy, and during therapy, I discovered that I'm quite ashamed of how I live, and I'm ashamed of talking about it. People say like, "Oh my God, you have a place to live, you have your basic needs covered, and what your problem is people call you fat." It's not only about like plus size fashion, it's about starting a business. When you think, okay, I will never be such, I will never get such success like my father. Maybe I should not start. Those are my struggles, and I know that we share some of them. So I thought it's important to talk about these, about feelings, about how we see femininity, how we see growing, how we see these first world problems, and how can we live with this and get happier. Because yeah, it's not like we have problems with basic needs, but it hurts.
You started talking about, for example, opening a business. You know, when I opened my business, I was still at university back then, I was finishing it. And I had so many people talking behind my back, like, oh, her father just paid everything, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't have, like, she's not smart, she cannot do this, she is incapable of leading her own business, she just finished a private university. So, you know, it's kind of like when you go to a private school or a private university, automatically people associate you with somebody who is either not smart and just everything is being paid for you. And many people don't even believe that you want to open a business out of your own good intentions, because you want to be successful in life. And this is what I came to thinking, that actually, no, I do want to be successful. I do want to achieve something in my life. And I also did the same mistake. I was trying to compare me to my father all the time, like, how successful am I going to be? Am I going to be just as successful as him? But I realized that this is a little bit of a wrong approach, if I can say so, because everybody has their own path. And my dad is much older than I am, and I am looking at him in my age of 27.
Yeah.
And when I look at what he has achieved when he was my age, there was also not really that much that he has achieved when he was 27. My dad was saying, you have to do this, 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 this. It's like a report I had to make, you know. I had to have certain achievements in my life. I am a woman. I am not a man who is supposed to be the provider for the family. I don't want to sound like sexist or anything, but I do think women, they have also so many other things to keep in control than just a job. And this is why I cannot take care of everything at the same time with the same intensity. So yeah, I just think that everybody has their own way.
And I think it's healthy,
Yes,
to understand that comparing yourself to someone else, even to your family member, can be harmful. You know, when it's automatical in your brain, when you're like, yeah, I'm different from my father, it's my way, I'm a woman, it's okay. But then something stressful happening, and this thought is like, I think there is a problem with this because you need a constant training and it takes a lot of resources. I want to say here that people who understand that they have some issues, psychological, mental issues, and they understand the issue, and then they do steps to change their life, but also they have full-time job. They need to take care of the children, of their house. Like you said about your things at home, when you do it, it's like it's not productive.
It's very much taken like into the background, like, well, you're anyway supposed to do that, you
Yeah,
know?
because men and actually just people are used to it,
Yeah.
to see like background work, but it takes takes our time, it takes our energy, many resources. People who have all these things on their plate and who also try to grow mentally, sometimes they can be too harsh on themselves. Have only this little energy and so many things to do, so please don't give up. Some people have more time and more resources to grow, but don't compare yourself to others because you don't know their stories. I watched a movie. It's a short film with Cumberbatch, and I forgot the name, but it was a story about Yogi who learned in 3 years how to see without
How to see?
blindfolded,
Yeah, okay.
and he could see because he was training. And there was a guy who was very rich, and he had those time and resources, and he could achieve the goal not in 3 years, but like in half a year, because he didn't need to go to work, to do performances, to cook. He was concentrated on this, and he could do it faster. It's no sense to compare these two people, and just be kind to yourself.
I'm pretty sure you also had like a day in your life where, let's say today, you thought like, oh, I'm so productive today, and the day before you were like, oh God, like I literally did nothing.
Yeah.
Literally did nothing. Like I have that like for a while now, that one day I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm so productive. I've done this, and the next day I'm like, oh, I'm so lazy. I don't know. I'm not doing anything.
And it's another problem with comparing ourselves to different, I think, gender. I think we also should talk about women taking advices from men in future episodes, because like you said about your father,
Yes.
he
It's a
gives
separate
you
topic.
advices, but they're from the goodness of his heart. I'm
Yes.
absolutely sure a father cannot comprehend fully what his daughter is going through. It's my opinion, but I think mothers are better in understanding our struggles, just because we live in still the same society with patriarchy. Some of their advices, they don't work for women at all.
That's true, especially when they're trying to help with, I don't know, education work or what they think you should do in life. They have a very, very strict mindset. Like I'm just talking from the experience that I had always with my dad. It's like as if he was raising a man.
Yeah.
And I am on the same page with you. I think mothers do have a better ability to understand, at least daughters. At least this is what I feel, because I always felt like, you know, my dad was always the, I don't want to say a cold one, but he was harsh on me sometimes, and my mom was the more understanding one. Like if I had a problem, I could come to her and say, okay, this is what's on my mind, I want to talk about it. And I was lucky that I had a mom always with whom I could talk. Because I know a lot of people, also my friends, they had struggles with not being able to talk to their moms.
Maybe not everyone feels like this. Maybe not everyone has the same struggles as we are, but for me, it was such a blessing to find you.
Same.
As a friend and
Yes.
have this ability to talk on about the problems that not everyone understand.
Yes, I can really share the same.
And I think it's a good mission to validate other people's feelings who have the same struggles
Yes.
and same problems, for them not to feel inadequate, like I'm just so spoiled. People have problems with finding place to live, and I'm being sad about, for example, my mother being so competitive with me and also not kind, and I don't feel myself loved. But maybe I'm just too spoiled. Maybe it doesn't matter. So
No,
I think we are here to validate feelings
yes,
and to show that problems are different
yes, absolutely.
on different levels, and it's okay not to be okay, but there is also a way to feel better.
I absolutely agree, and I'm looking forward to our next episode and to share it with everybody. And I think we are on a great mission here.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's something that I can share and you can share, and we're on the same page on many topics. And I just don't hear much about it in internet. Maybe there are some podcasts or videos on YouTube that share same viewpoints, but I don't think that there is much. Anyways, it's our energy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's our way to talk about things. It's our perspective. So, see you next time. Thank you for being with us.
Bye.
Bye.